Charlie 16 trying to continue link 23, hold Alpha 1.
You need to stop the engines. You need to stop the engines to request ground services. You need to stop the engines to request ground services.
Yeah, sorry, mic was muted. Sorry about that, yeah. So no, it's just Streamlabs. Streamlabs has been absolute garbage. Yeah, so Dan, yeah, so I do have time, so I've still got another couple of hours, so that's fine. So we're going to disconnect everything now. Let's have, oh god, it's laggy. What I'm tempted to do, let's disconnect you. Yeah, let's see we get rid of that. Let's see we get rid of that. Get rid of that. Right, let's see if so yeah, what was the sensitivities? Was it minus 30, was it? Yeah, I used to have something like this. So I think that's the wrong one. Yeah, that's wrong. Oops. There we go, let's try those. Apply. Zoom. Right. Right, disconnected from that, haven't we? Pitch and roll. Okay, roll as well, is it? Okay. Yeah, I suppose it was a little bit sensitive. Right, that's better. Right, let's give this a go then. And right, let's put you on climb. Gears up. Go. Let's turn you back. Oh, twat. Shit spots are still shit spots. That's done. Thank you. Let's clear you out. 10 tons. No, I don't want that much. Right, that's better. Now we can set this up. Let's get the aircraft back. PC1. to the left. Yeah, these click spots are still useless. Alright, let's just sort out the mass and balance. Fuel. .8. 31, I think. No. Oh, where is it? Yeah, see this one? There's this one. Fuel. So 30.2. That was close enough. That'll be fine. That'll do. Perfect. Right, that's that set up again. 4,000. What does that say? FMGC, fuel pumps. Good. Alright, let's have another go. Wish you would stop doing that. Yeah, shut up. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just I think it is the click spots. They're too small. So you've only got to move your mouse, quarter of an inch. Yeah, so PFD still seems a bit laggy, so I need to tick that option, tick that PFD option to I think get the screen synchronized. Maybe that'll be a bit better. Let's go gear so not slowing down. Yeah, get that option ticked. That'll be the next thing. We need to have a look at the go somewhere maybe not quite so hungry on the frames for the crosswind landings. What are we, 65? We're bang on max crosswind, so max landing weight. So I get nice and high on the glide slip. Oh, this is a shocking approach. Just about salvaged. Yeah, see, we're not quite as responsive this time.
$500.
Alright, stable there.
$300. 100 above. $200.
Very gusty.
Minimum.
I don't think it's quite this bad in real life. Not these sort of winds. Maybe I need to reduce the turbulence.
50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 5.
Yeah, that's a little bit better. The nose wheel dropped really quickly. Yeah, that was a bit better. That was less twitchy in the pitch. So I think those was it those adjustments to the sensitivities, that probably makes sense. That's probably what we need to do. Seem better. Yeah, it did seem a little bit better. Right, let's go somewhere else. Main menu. Let's go somewhere windy. Does anybody know anywhere windy at the minute? I'll leave those on actually. Let's have a quick look. I don't think not in Europe. Everywhere looks really calm in Europe. If you go to Lisbon, Lisbon's always windy. Putting the turbulence to low, yeah, I might do that because it was a little bit. I mean, you do get days like that when it's gusty and you're a bit all over the place. So, you know, it's not. I wouldn't say that's not unrealistic. I suppose at least I've got two videos now where I've got more of a testing video and more of just the normal ops. I don't know why Streamlabs keeps crashing. It's just so bloody annoying. Where's that, Sean? That's not Madeira. It's not Madeira, is it? 28 left. Where's that? I don't really care. It doesn't matter about scenery. I'm just more interested in Madeira. Is that a limits? Is it? Oh yeah. Yes, that probably is. Probably is a little bit out of limits, isn't it? Zero 21. Oh, that's for Dublin, is it? And that's 26 knots. So that's not too bad. That's medium sort of crosswind. I don't have the new scenery for Dublin. I've got the old scenery. Yeah, I haven't paid for the new one yet. Well, let's load up. Let's have a look at that then. Let's just see if that's okay. Uh, 190 gusting 20. Yeah, I mean that's not a bad one because it's not quite max crosswind, but we can certainly give that a good go. The other thing I want to do is like heavy hot and heavy takeoffs as well. That's the other thing that I want to do is some single engine stuff. Test that out. Also reported wind shear. Okay.
Dublin Tower IT Aero Tree 20 ready at runway 28 left departing straight out.
Give me Nimbus. Right, so they should all be started. They're on. Let's get you to 1. Let's get you to... Where's the windsock? Is this default scenery? This looks like default scenery. I can't tell. Is it default? No, it might be the pedal. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Right, let's get this set up quickly. EIDW. It don't matter who we are. To make left. To make left. In its stiff, moist. Honestly, there's always going to be one in there. Ground services. So the other thing I've noticed is slider bar. There we go. It's a little bit sensitive. Let's get a couple of tons on. Let's get. I'll do. Smith 60.1, 31.6. Right, I don't know why has this reset itself again? Yeah, I really wish it'd keep with what I bloody asked for. Save. No. It's gone back again. No. Right, just keep that, can we, please? Right, done. Done. I gotta press this. I thought this was a fly-by-wire thing that you gotta press this. No, I don't care about the cabin. What's that? Stiffen around. I don't think I said that, did I? First time you press, it always goes default. Yeah, I don't know. Right, anyway, so need some wind data. Is there an ATIS I can use? Where's my navigaph gone? Closed it. Don't know. EIDW. So, oh, it says 210 at 14 now. Ugh, it's not really. Oh, let's amend this, shall we? Live weather. Let's go 33 knots. Don't really want much gusts. Yeah. Well, no, I no idea if that is actually 33 knots, but right, let's go. Right, let's do this then. This is just more the version 2 test, Willie. Yeah, this is not really the normal flight that I did, which the normal flight was okay. I think already it's a full side stick. Flight controls. Yeah, I need to get these screens synced a bit better. So that's 50, 70, Doga, and Tigris runway. So lots of right rudder here. Ooh, that's full right rudder. Yeah, maybe a bit more than what I'd normally need. Slowly about there, 300 knots. One rotates. Ooh, left aileron. See, that's a bit better. That's like 64 knots. I don't quite understand this weather program, because I don't think that was 30. Doesn't seem like. He says 30 something knots on the ground, but it's not 30 odd knots.
Get Aero 320, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Shut up.
Aero 320, acknowledge last transmission.
Is anything you found in Vision 2 that's inaccurate yet? Inaccurate. Yes. This pedal disconnect button. See the last video for that one. Yes, that's definitely inaccurate, as it was on version 1 as well. Yeah, 54 knots. It just shouldn't be this sort of weather. Let's go. Hopefully that's a bit better. No, nothing really. Yeah, nothing really too inaccurate. A few little things, but generally it's okay. It always shows me to perspective. Yeah, Christian. I mean, I've got it set up to the American setting, I think, to sort of basically stop it, so to show then the wind in knots, which is what we all know basically. We know what knots are. And just left it as the American setting because I can understand it a bit better. Right, that's done. Let's do flap 3 because it is a bit windy. Well, I'd be interested as well. Might be able to test that at some point. Yeah, the pitch attitude for flap 3 should be higher. That's something else which has never been correct. It's never been correct on version 1, and I don't know if it's correct on this one because I haven't seen it yet. Little bit high. Slowly correcting. So I mean that wind is just so far out of limits at the minute. 41 knots. I mean that's not too bad. That's almost max crosswind.
500.
Not quite stable, but so lots of right rudder on this one.
300. 200. 100 above.
Feet were in the wrong place, really. That's better.
100. Minimum. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
Flare. No. Yeah, flare's a little bit dead. Let's try it again. I'm in the climb gate. Thank you. Yeah, a bit dead in the flare. This is a problem, like max crosswinds. I don't even know if that was a max crosswind. The flare's a little bit what's the word? Less responsive. Give that another go. Probably a little bit tight for the spacing. It wasn't the perfect approach, to be fair, but there we go. Did you start your airline training? Do you have any tips for saving the flight training? Yeah. Josh, not really. Save as much as you can, as many times as you can, really. It's bloody expensive nowadays. A lot more expensive than when I did it, which is probably not much consolation. But yeah, it's just very expensive. Try and get on these sponsorship schemes. I think TUI's got one, British Airways has got one. Who else opened one the other day? Don't know. I'm sure somebody else did as well. Yeah, try and do that as much as you can. You know, that obviously save you a lot of money if you can to get on these sort of schemes. Alright, I should actually try and get on the glide path a bit better this time.
Wind shear, wind shear, wind shear.
Oh, interesting. Well, that's normally a reactive wind shear go around. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to disregard it because I'm trying to do this landing. So obviously I would normally disregard that and do the wind shear recovery actions. I'm not going to do it. It's nothing on the PFT though. That should be... Oh god, this is shit, isn't it? All over the place. Yeah, you should get wind shear in red on the PFT with that. That's what you should get. But I didn't for some reason. So there's a bug there. Again, not really hitting the stability gates whatsoever on this, but never mind. The important part is the last 50 feet, which that's not going to help. Yeah, this would definitely be binning this approach.
40, 30, 20, retard.
Kick it straight.
Five.
Yeah, there's a little bit better. That was a bit better. Not really. Didn't really want to go reverse, but. Oh, it's all over the place. Rudder is definitely too sensitive. Slowly getting there. Not that one, that one. Just takes a bit of practice. Let's see me get you all apart in a bit. Yeah, I've got to sort out this. Got to sort out this display. It's far too laggy. Alright, so I'm going to do a full stop landing this time. Yeah, I did, Andrew, just, I did one an hour ago. I was on VATSIM. Do you have gusts enabled? No, I don't. No, that's the thing, Christian. There's no gusts. Gusts per minute. There's nothing really there. Speed's 26 knots. About it. Yeah. 50 odd knots. So it shouldn't be 50 odd knots. Oh, for God's sake. Alright, that's 20 knots. Apparently, according to this, but just trying to get it so it's at least saying 35 knots. There, that's more or less max crosswind. Just trying to get it so it is actually more or less a max crosswind component. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. Well done, Christian. That's the other thing which I wanted to do. Assistance. Where is it? Can you remember? Turbulence, there you go. Low. Now let's try that. Yeah. Yeah, it could be, Dan. I think I did volunteer some details at one point. Nobody really got back to me, so whatever. So, if they're not bothered. It's a nice attitude to have, isn't it, when you're close to the runway? Honestly. Autopilot's doing a pretty shite job at that one. Right, it's a slightly better approach anyway. So one thing I do seem to notice, the rudder effectiveness on the ground seems to be overly exaggerated, I think. You know, you don't... So you don't need as much rudder. I mean, you don't need as much rudder on the ground. I mean, you do put a lot of rudder in, but the aircraft doesn't squirrel around all over the place, left to right. It just, you know, you put rudder in and it holds it. And I think it's just the friction of the tyres. I'm not 100% sure why it's like that, but you know, you really do need to sort of play with the rudders a lot. How's it up there? Yeah, it seems to be okay. A few little snagging issues. So it's 30 knots, 29 knots.
300.
30 knots, yeah, it seems to make a bit more sense and not quite max crosswind. It's going a little bit high.
200. 100 above. 100. Minimum. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 5.
Rudder. Ooh, that was a bit crap. See, that's a bit better. Just hold the rudder. Yeah, I think that was better, but I think that's the turbulence was turned off, which I think was why it is a little bit more controllable. Not entirely convinced on the sensitivities. I don't think they're sensitive enough. Certainly not in pitch. That's pitching it. Yeah, I would think 20%. Seemed a little bit too sensitive in Heathrow on the thing, but then they don't seem quite sensitive enough in max crosswind, certainly not in pitch. So yeah, that needs to be... Oh, one. I think that needs playing with a little bit. Hey, Paul. Right, what's the next one? Let's try the engine failure at max weights. I know exactly where to go for this one. Let's do head towards that. I Apparently they advise removing all curves. Yeah, it seems to be a bit of a difference of opinion. Minus 30%, I think, the sensitivity. I don't think it's sensitive enough. Seemed to be okay. It seems to be too sensitive in the Heathrow. Definitely seemed too sensitive. So yeah, I think it did need something. But max crosswind, you need a little bit more. But then I am Paul. Yes, I am using that. I want the charts for Haggarda. I don't really need the charts, but I want the weather is. 35 degrees, that's what I want. Oh, it's decent wind, actually. That's helping us a little bit. Pitch sensitivity maybe too big of a difference when you are having crosswinds. Yeah, it's finding that sweet spot, Christian. I think we need to find the sweet spot between enough sensitivity in crosswinds, so the aircraft is actually responding, and then too much sensitivity when you don't need it. Sounds definitely. Yeah, I thought the sounds seemed a bit better. Right, let's get you in. Plans. Come on. Come on. That'll do. Cargo is probably about, it's probably about 2.9 tons. Fuel. What's max takeoff weight? 75.5. Fuck off! $35 warm. Kind of irrelevant. 3-4 right. That one. Yeah, it's just something that needs to do as well. Did I get 100? No, I want something like that too. Yeah, so when you put a PBD waypoint, it should automatically just go into the secondary. When you've done it, you shouldn't have to then go back in and then retype the bloody thing. It should just go in like that. HEGN, new destination. Actually, do it by the HGN. There was a procedure. We should be. No. Alright, no buy it. $61.4, $61.3, $31.6. Right, I'm going to do performance for this one because it's probably a bit more critical. Yeah, that's going to be good, Paul, when they get that. So I'm looking forward to that. 3-4 dry. .005. 59.61. Toga, 52. Done. I really don't understand how this works. I just want a set of settings. I just want to save it. I just want it to be that all the time. I don't understand why it doesn't do things. That's done. Probably that in it. Right, I think we're ready to go. The last thing to do is arm the failure signs. That's that. Done. Something like 11,000 or something. I think we get clear to. I'll put livery. So if you change livery, really? Okay. Yeah, I'm still not used to it. I mean, I've got so many liveries that's the problem. You know, all the settings are going to be always different. That's the point as well. Is that? Oh, not that one. I'm guessing that's the same for the random failures, is it? Yeah, because that wants to be on all realistic all the time. Manual. Right, go on then. Engine 1 or 2. What did I do last time I did this? I can't remember. Where's the engine fire? Not in fire, is it? Don't think it is. Oh, maybe it is. Oh, there he is. There we go. Let's not have an extinguishable one. It's a bit pointless. Oh, they just got engine fire. Oh, with 2 bombs. All right, now I'm with you. All right, let's go. Let's go 1. What was V1? Engine. What was V1? 159. Right, done. Right, I think it's sorted. It's done. Done. Yeah, I think the frame rates have improved a little bit, Paul. How can you tell engine vibration in the sim? We can come back to. Let me come back to that. Down, we can do something. Engine vibration is, where is it? Down here somewhere. Engine vibration. Yeah, there's an advisory. It comes up as an advisory initially. Right, that's done, that's done, that's done. We can have a look at a couple of the failures. I think I've done that. Right, yeah, let's go. Yes, everything's a little bit laggy, like the screen's laggy, but I think that's, mind you, it's better now. Now the screens are fine. Yeah, the screens seem to be a little bit laggy for me. Don't know, like, everything was like you set takeoff thrust and then nothing really happened. So, which might be scenery, I'm not too sure. There's Manflex 52 SRS. Rust is set. I've already forgotten what engine I've bloody done. It's bottom one, I think. Right, 100 knots. Long takeoff roll, it's north, very high temperatures. V1 rotates. Right, engine fire. Aha! It's engine fire about thrust loss. Interesting. So I don't need any rudder at all because there's no loss of thrust. It's just a fire. Nice. Let's put that in then. Oh, that's kind of ruined it. That's not what I wanted to do. Shut up. Bollocks. Don't want to do that. How do I get back on the ground? Got to land. Alright, I might have to do it. Might have to do it about the fire. Damn. Is it not a sensory thing? Like, that? Do you mean an engine fire? Or engine failure? Yeah, it is. I mean, you feel it. You do. I mean, well, I assume you feel it in real life. Never had one in real life, fortunately, touch wood. In the sim, yeah, you would definitely feel a sway, a jerk if you lost an engine. Obviously, I don't have that in the sim, so I don't know if it's failed or not. So when I rotated there, and it obviously going off, I sort of looked down at the engine display, and it was like quite clearly both engines were still working. So oh, the vibrations. Yeah, the vibrations you'd feel. Yeah, you'd probably feel it very subtly to start with. You would just feel this sort of, you know, loose vibrations, and then it would probably get worse and worse and worse. And there's an ECAM advisory comes up as soon as it gets above a certain limit. I think is it 4 units, 8 units? I can't remember. There's, yeah, above a certain number of units, then an advisory comes up. Effectively, it just says it goes down to a couple of things. It's sort of suspecting icing, so it thinks the vibration may be because of icing. So maybe you've got fan blade icing or something like that. So it sort of directs you to turn the anti-ice off if you're in icing conditions. Sorry, turn the anti-ice on if you're in icing conditions. Escape any icing conditions if you're in them. And if that doesn't apply, then it's probably something else wrong with the engine, where it just suggests to start reducing the thrust on that particular engine. And obviously, if it gets too bad, you might have to shut it down. But I mean, you might be able to actually keep it going at idle. Right, let's try it again. Right, I've got to set it up again now. May take a minute. Alright, let's try this again. HGN. Right. Maybe I've missed. I've gone past, haven't I? Oh, let's go. Fairly sure this is going to be more or less the same as what I had earlier. 52, something like that. Worry too much about that. That's done. Right, let's try this again. Config. Be saved. Oh, that's saved this time. So on an engine failure, really. Engines. So really an engine failure with fire is what I wanted. But yeah, let's go damage. Nope, not that one. Right, let's try this again. Too fast. There we go. Good. Right, let's give this another go. Had engine 1 fire and engine 2 stalled, turned off engine 1 because, yeah, I mean that is a problem with the ECAM is, you know, the ECAM will prioritise certain failures over others. If you're having a really bad day, there might be a more serious issue going on, which you don't quite see. So it's quite important, like ECAM discipline, to sort of tidy up the ECAM as much as you can. Really. Right. Right, anyway, let's give that another go. Ooh. Oops. I think I've done everything. Don't matter if I haven't. Good. What I need to see is like the single engine performance when we're quite light weights as well, because I think I've done it quite heavy weights before. This is where I feel like the rudder's far too sensitive, really too sensitive. Like you don't need that much rudder, or we don't have that little rudder. Why is the flight controls not working? What's happened? God's sake. So everything has stopped. Oh, this fucking thing. Oh, this is hard work now. This is hard work because the sim's just being a twat. Right. Yeah, it was the, I'd say the peripheries. There was no, I mean, I should have done a flight control check really, but yeah, nothing happened. Still on a flying fight. Yeah, I'd just be swearing all day with that one. Well, we got about 45 minutes until I really need to go. I think the only sim stream I've seen that sweat. Yeah, sorry, I need to cut it out, really, don't I? This isn't a stream for kids. It's not safe for work. This is the frustrations I have on a daily basis when I use this thing. Right.
Departing straight out at runway 34 right.
I will get there. I might not do a heavyweight takeoff this time, just something normal. Right, are you working? You're working. You're working. You're working. You're working. The problem is I'm faster than what the sim is going, so I'm jumping ahead of things. I did go absolutely mad. Yeah, it's my one thing. Please don't cut it out. It's my one bugbear with Phoenix is sort that fucking button out. I cannot give this product 10 out of 10 because of that sole thing. That's just one thing that they haven't done, or that, you know, for whatever reason, you know, there we go. It's not quite max takeoff weight. It's fine. Yeah, just that one thing. If they sorted that button out, I could probably give it 10 out of 10, but I can't. Oops. Right, should we try that on a third attempt? I'm determined to try the single engine performance of this thing, seeing as people keep saying it's useless. I don't think it's that bad personally, but right, that one, that's right. Are you working? Yes, it is working, just a bit laggy again. Right, let's go again. Alright, hopefully this will work. So fast, yeah. Yeah, helps to know what I'm pressing. Right, it's not quite max takeoff weight, this one. What are we about? Yeah, 5 tons below max takeoff weight. Still very hot though. 35 degrees outside. E1 rotates. And it stopped again. Says bug. So N1 has dropped to nothing, and so the flight controls are working, and then the failure. I wonder if I clear the failure. So there's a bug there. We're actioning. No, I've lost everything on the FMGC as well. If this will resolve things. Oh no, I've definitely lost everything. Oh, that's not good. Oh crap. Does the gear work? No, so there's some bugs there then. Definitely a bug. So trying to action a failure, that hasn't worked at all. So that's a glitch. So flight controls were definitely working before I started the takeoff roll, and then they stopped midway through. I'm guessing that was on the actioning of the failure. Yeah, that's not good. What else can we do? Where else could we go? What else needs testing? Don't know. I suppose I'll give Madeira a go. No, it wasn't Christian. No, that would definitely gave up. Gave up that one. I don't know. Was that maybe a failure? It'd be interesting to try it now. So that was on because I set the engine to fail, which interestingly it didn't work when I said the engine fire. That wasn't a loss of engine thrust, but it worked. So I could rotate. Everything worked then, but the engine failure. I don't know if there's any link. There might not be any link at all, but the engine failure didn't seem to like anything. So yeah, that was quite an interesting one. Oh, sorry, Dan. Yeah, there's a field next to us. They're probably all in there picking up the worms. Sorry, this is just a lot of repositioning. This is, guys. It's like being in the sim. CFM56 was named because it had the same power output as 56 industrial microwaves. Part of me actually believes that could be true. I don't know. That wouldn't surprise me. Right, let's see if we can take off out of Madeira, just normally, and see if that takes off, because that's supposed to be windy down there. Ah, it takes a while. Was not scenery. Is it more French now? Probably. Oh, this is really taking its time. There we go. Well, at least I haven't got any things that are half pink. It sounds windy. Where's the windsock? There it is. Oh yeah, nice stiff breeze. Oh, this should be interesting. Let's have a go at this one. Oh, the Fenix is... Yeah, I thought that might have been a problem. Right, yeah, I think the Fenix app has sort of finally given up the ghost. I've just reset it to see if it's going to wake it up a bit. Which just takes its time. I think I might have finally broken it. Maybe that's it. That loaded a bit quicker. Hopefully that's... Nope. No, I've broken it. It's not doing anything. Yes, I have finally broken it, unfortunately. Okay. Well, yeah, that's the end of that then, I think. Without restarting the entire bloody sim. Which should just be a ball ache, because that takes 5 minutes to load up. Yeah, sorry guys, so I think the Fenix app has finally given up the ghost. I don't know, I've tested it to destruction. But initial thoughts, yeah, initial thoughts. Would I be rude to be saying I am not exactly bowled over? Am I absolutely ecstatic? It's now working brilliantly. I'd be lying if I said yes. Is it working brilliantly? No, it isn't. There are lots of things that still need to be sorted out on this, I'm afraid. Sorry, Phoenix, I'm being very critical here, but sort that effing button out, please. It's the point now. I'm really, you know, it's just, for fuck's, just sort it out. Just sort that button out, please, for goodness sake. You're quite capable of doing it, so just make sure it works like it should do. Or at least have a fucking option to make sure it works like it should do. Crosswind landings, takeoffs. Am I convinced? No. Sorry. Try to restart the Phoenix app. I did, Christian. It's not working. It's fine. I've got to go out in a minute anyway. So, you know, this is my final thoughts, I suppose. Crosswind landing, it does feel a little bit better. You know, it does. I will give them credit there. It does feel a little bit better. It feels maybe a little bit more in control. I don't think it was that bad in the old version, but maybe I didn't fly it enough. I don't know. Maybe however I was flying it sort of was okay for me, but yeah, it does feel a little bit better. The rudder, I don't know what it is. There's something on the ground with rudder input. Yeah, look, my controls are completely basically given up. It's very twitchy on the ground with the rudder. Very, very responsive. Too responsive. Far too responsive. Now I can manage this. I think I can probably reduce the sensitivity curves of the rudder, but I've already done this, to be fair. No, I haven't. Sorry, I did. No, it's just a straight line on my rudder, so I could soften these out maybe a little bit again. If I reduce those to 25, I got to play this. I'm gonna have to play this, but yeah, maybe if I just soften the curves out a little bit. But it just seems it seems too responsive. Of course, the rudder doesn't work that way either. It's the rudder has control over the nose-wheel steering. Up to, what is it, 70, 80 knots, I think, and then it slowly blends off. So you've only got, let's turn those lights off. The lights are off, but the lights are on. Okay, can't really see. Yeah, the rudder controls, the rudder pedal, should I say, controls the nose-wheel steering up to about 7 degrees either side, and once you get above a certain knot, certain speed, I can't remember. I think is it 100? I don't know. No. I can't. I'd have to find out. After a certain speed, and I can't remember the exact speed, the rudder pedals are no longer connected to the nose-wheel steering at all. But the rudder input seems to have far too much effectiveness when you're on the ground. So I don't think that's 100% right yet. And I don't know if that's a modelling thing, whether it hasn't got the friction correct. You know, maybe there needs to be more friction between the wheels. I'm not too sure. 7 degrees, Liana. It's 7 degrees. I'm sure it is. So yeah, that's a bit of a bugbear. The screens that were very laggy. I don't know if that was me. I've just opened up the new Fenix app and said to sync the screens now, so maybe that might change. I'll have to go back into the Leonardo and have a look again, but yeah, that was a bit of an issue. And there's obviously a few bugs somewhere. I was trying to do failures and that didn't work at all, so I don't know. On the whole, yeah, am I bowled over? No, sorry, I'm not bowled over at all. It's nice that they've done an update. Some of the things are nice that they've done, you know, full credit to the work that they've done to change a few things. Not taking that away from them at all. They've done very well to do that. But am I bowled over that it is a new product that is a lot better than what it was before? No, not at all. It's good, but there's still work to be done. When there's some things they fixed, I'd probably be a bit better. Obviously, they're bringing out the IE engines, the 319, 321. That will be, I think, very good. I think that'd be very nice when they bring those things out. And that'll be a lot better. I'm quite happy to pay for that. You know, £40 I think it is for the upgrades for the 319. Again, I'm more than happy to pay for that and support it. Yeah, rudder is so sensitive if you're in a little GA. I mean, even in that Christian like general aviation aircraft that I've flown in the sim and in real life, the rudder's nowhere near as sensitive as what it is in the sim. And again, that might be a sim setting. That may not be Fenix. That may be something else. So. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's things they can do to fix that. But, you know, it's a good attempt. It is an improvement, like I said. You know, they've made it better. They've improved things. I'm sure they've put a lot of work into it. You know, I appreciate the fact there's 180 passengers config as well. And I certainly appreciate all the work they're doing to make it a better product. But as a real airline pilot, flying the real thing, this is still a long way off from the real thing. It is. It's very, very good. It is very, very, very good. But it is still a long way off from how the real aircraft behaves in certain aspects. Many things it's very good. Many things it really lets itself down. Which might be a sim thing. It might not even be Fenix. That might be some sim limitation. So I'm sorry it's not an absolute raving review where, you know, I can sing its praises and say this is the best thing since sliced bread. You know, I'd love to say it is. I'd love to say it is that good. I don't think any model in the simulator is ever going to be fantastic or like the real thing. So, you know, maybe I'm just wishing for something that is completely unachievable. So yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry it's not a glowing review. It is very good. I do like the update, but as my teacher always used to say to me, there's always room for improvement. And I could do a little bit better. And I think there's still a bit of room for improvement here. So I'm going to leave it there. It's good. It's a nice improvement. They've obviously tweaked a few things, which is very nice and appreciated. But I'm sure it will get better with time. So we'll leave it at the Fenix team, and I'm sure they will resolve any future problems as it comes. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to walk the dog in a minute. And back to work this week, so probably no more streams for another week or so. Possibly maybe one more next week. Hopefully slowly getting back into the swing of things where I can start streaming a bit more regularly again. But as usual, maybe one or two a week at most. Anyway, have a good day, guys. Enjoy it. You know, don't let me discourage you. It is very good. It's definitely worth it. Have fun with it. Have fun playing with it. The aircraft, not anything else. And yeah, have a good day. It is very good. It is very, very good. You know, I'm very critical here. It's a very, very good product, and they've done a lot of good work, and they do deserve all the credit for the work they've done. But for me, there's still just a little bit more that needs to be done. But I'm being critical, as I always am. So, leave it there. Have a good day. See you later.